Right, we got Andre Steenkamp here, National Technical Manager of Afrox. And when this was first introduced, Andre, it was some time ago in 2012, I think.
Yep.
Afrox was an Afrox initiative. And what was the reason for introducing rollover protection or rollover training?
It actually went back to 2010. We realized we were having a massive amount of rollovers, and we needed to find a reason or training or something to curb those rollovers. The initiative came from a global initiative out of the UK where they were doing something similar, but obviously we couldn't use that technology and the cost was quite exorbitant. So between Master Drive and Afrox, we entered into an agreement, and from that obviously the tanker was born, before that the weighted trailer. But the bottom line is it was there because there was a requirement from a road safety point of view. Rollovers, obviously not just cost-wise but people-wise, is very demanding and very dangerous. So from that training point of view, we've reduced the numbers down. Last year, in fact, we had no rollovers from probably in the region of 2010 right down. I think we started about 8 rollovers.
Wow.
We ended up with one. I think we've had one in the last few years.
As a result of the training.
As of the
So
training.
definitely it's an investment payoff.
Definitely, I would advise anyone with a trailer, with a weighted trailer, to consider this. Not just tankers.
It's not just tankers?
It's not just tankers. We also send any of our triaxles and our links, all of our drivers that take heavy loads and have shifting load responsibility on board.
Because I've seen a lot of rollovers, even on curtain-siders, interlink curtain-siders. They happen pretty fast as well. Like sometimes coming onto a highway,
Yeah.
there's been a couple of rollovers there. So it's applicable to them as well.
Absolutely, as I say, in Afrox and with our contractors, we also have a high standard we demand of our contractors when they enter into agreement with us, whether it's for the, as I say, the links or the triaxles or the tankers. They need to put their drivers, within the first 3 months, they need to put their drivers through this. That's how much we believe in it. And our numbers show that.
Andre, the cost aspect, we talk about saving lives, we talk about general road safety, but also in business, what is the cost savings on it? What are we looking in terms of cost? Let's say the cost of a rig like that and a rollover. What does a rollover cost?
Yeah, I think when in discussions with Linde, we're probably talking at least a year ago, we had some discussions looking at the cost. The cost of the rig is really quite simple. It's a 1.2, 1.4 for the horse million. It's about just
Euro?
No, this is rand.
You started euro.
Okay, let's put it back in perspective.
Yeah.
In terms of South African rands, you're probably looking at for an ASU tanker, just over 3 million rand. For a horse 6x4, you're probably 1.2, 1.4 million, obviously plus all the technology we put into it. So just on a rig basis, you're looking at 4.5 million rand at risk when you roll. I think, but that's just part of it. Let's also consider that you're going to have downtime, you're going to have repair time. So your total loss there, as I say, we did an exercise with the Linde Global guys, and they, at a rough figure, put it on €1 million. So in real terms now, 16 million rand. But that really doesn't take into account.
It was 10 million rand yesterday before Zuma fired finance.
We don't talk dollars or pounds, and if we talk pounds, it's even more expensive. Yeah, and I think the point there about a total cost, that doesn't include your inability to service your customer, the pressure you put your other fleet under to make it take up that, to catch up those losses, and in general terms, your customer satisfaction equals potential to losing that customer in the long term. So yeah, I think an accident and a rollover, €1 million is conservative.
€1 million
is conservative.
That's 16 million rand.
Yeah, and that's conservative, I promise you.
Wow.
So you can imagine repair that truck. It's a repair if it's a major rollover, 6 months. so yeah, 6 months without supplying a customer. I can do the math for you, but I can assure you it's more when you add the two together in terms of losses, in terms of customer losses and obviously company losses, and then obviously repair costs, insurance, all the things that go with it.
So what that proves is that investment into training definitely pays.
It's like comparing a cent to a euro. Promise you, the training is essential at a low cost, absolutely low cost.
And I remember I was at launch and drove your first rig, tried to roll it over. I got such a fright. But you see, African drivers are trained. You can open it up to the whole market.
Absolutely, we were selfish, but to do was solve the problem internally.
Sure.
And I think what has transpired, it is obviously not stood still. So the training has got more and more advanced, And from our point of view, it should be an initiative that the government drives, or the transport industry or the freight industry drives, because, you know, not just, as I said, from a financial point of view, but definitely from a human safety point of view.
Yeah.
We've seen the damage they've caused previously. Any of these heavy duty trucks, the risk of a rollover is very high.
Okay, Andre, in terms of the world standards, you're part of an international group, massive group.
Correct.
This program, leading
Well-
the world,
well-
amongst the top.
Well, since the merger between BOC and Linde, we followed the Linde format, but I must say to you that worldwide within the Linde Group, we would probably be leading in terms of this rollover training.
Stunning. So you put South Africa first in terms of road safety, technology, everything.
Absolutely.
Put us on the map.
Yeah, I believe people like Andre Knoop and his commitment to technical correctness. He's part of the global Linde global team that helped design, in fact, sets all the standards worldwide in terms of transport and road transport.
Andre, thank you very much, and congratulations on taking the initiative back in those years. You're saving lives, you're saving assets, you're making a huge contribution to road safety, and now it's open to the industry.
Thank you.
Done.
All we need to do is the industry to follow, so that becomes the norm, just like a K53, this becomes the norm for heavy-duty drivers. It'll make a big difference.
Absolutely stunning. That's
Thanks.
Andre Steenkamp.
Shot. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Andre.